All right, so today is all about area of triangles. We learned last unit the formula for area of a triangle is what? Base times height divided by 2, or I like to say 1/2 BH. What does B stand for? What does H stand for? And if you have a highlighter or just with your pencil, if you can kind of bold in, the base is right here, the height is right here. What always needs to be with the base and the height? A right angle, 90 degrees. Right here, my height is straight up and down. My base is down here. And one of the unique and most missed, honestly, is when you use this, is if you have an obtuse triangle, then your height is outside of the triangle, but your base is still just the triangle. Okay? Do I have any questions about this? Why is the formula 1/2 BH? Base times height is a rectangle, a square, a parallelogram. Do you agree my index card is a rectangle? And do you agree if I take the diagonal and fold it, and let's pretend I'm doing this accurate, but do you agree I just got a triangle? So that's where it comes from. You can do the same thing with a parallelogram and a square, and if you take the diagonal, a triangle is just half of that. So if I were to do the other side of this, on every single one of these shapes, I could create a parallelogram or a rectangle. Okay, open up your notes. And we're going to do 1A and B. Number 1, how do I do this? First thing we're going to do is write down the formula. If I look at your homeworks, about half of you wrote down the formula. Am I right? Please make sure you write the formula down first, no matter what. Okay, what is my base here? 7. Why is it 7? Add them together. What is the height? Oh, what is the height? 4. And what is half of 4 times 7? 14 meters squared is my answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, number 2. What is my base here? I'm going to write the formula. 1/2 BH. I did the 4.5 as the base. Honestly, it doesn't matter. For this one, you're going to have to turn. My 90 degrees is not on the bottom. So I'm going to do this as the base. And this is the height. You could totally turn it like this and make this the base. And this, it doesn't matter. Okay? But no matter what, just as a reminder, for this one, you need to turn your triangle. Your base is not always what's on the bottom. So I'm going to do the base is 4.5, the height is 6. Do y'all have Desmos open in test mode? Please make sure you're not on something else. Whoa, my whole front row. Oh no, you just moved back. So you weren't by yourself? Okay. Who's over there in the corner? Who? Really? She what? Oh. And then nobody. Okay. All right. What did we get when we put that in our calculators? 13 point what? 9? I just can't hear. Sorry. I told y'all. I only hear Chi Smith. Other than that, I can't hear. All right. Again. What's my base? What's my height? Okay, we're all in agreement. The height is 3. What's my base?
4. Oh wait, I don't know.
Ooh, 2 or 4? Look at your triangle. What's the base of your triangle? 2 is your base. Does that make sense? So, do you agree? Some people might be confused about that too and make it 4. That is not part of the triangle, so I know it's connecting to the height, but it's not part of the triangle. So my area equals 1/2 BH. What is half of 2 times 3? So my answer is 3 feet squared. I'm actually going to add a problem to this. So over here, we have this big space. I want you to draw a right triangle. Draw some tick marks and make that a 10. What is my area? Okay, be careful. This is the hypotenuse. How do I find out what do you agree my base and my height are the same? Why can I divide by the square root of 2? This is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So I can divide by the square root of 2. Does everybody agree with that? And so if I rationalize, what do I get? Five root 2. So my base is 5 root 2. What's my height going to be? Same thing. Does that make sense? How do I find the area, though? Y'all, what is 5 root 2 times 5 root 2?
Sorry.
So, this is why I wanted to go over it, because a lot of people were confused. Remember, you're going to multiply the outside numbers, multiply the inside numbers. So, what is 5 times 5? What's 5 times 5? Be careful. What is root 2 times root 2? 4. And y'all, what's the square root of 4? 2. So what's half of 25 times 2? So my answer is 25. And I'm just going to put u squared because I forgot to give you units. There are no units, I'll just put u squared. That was a little bit tricky, right? You have a homework problem that looks like that. I do want to let you know, Desmos is so sweet that if you were to put this in Desmos and do 5 root 2, parentheses, 5 root 2, Desmos can do that for you. Okay? But, not always, but it can on that one. Do I have any questions on that problem? How did I get 4? Because I just multiply what's 2 inside the square root? 2 times 2. Yep. And then what's the square root of 4? 2. Okay. All right, let's close our notes, please. My boy Huron. Everybody say Huron. Huron looks scarier than he is. His formula. So Huron's formula is the square root. By the way, this should go all the way up. Can you all connect that all the way? Huron is a guy probably from like the 12th century, didn't have TV, didn't have a phone, and he was sitting there bored out of his mind and said, well, what if I don't have the height? How would we find the area if we don't have a height? So he sat there and he created this formula to help us. Now, again, it's scarier than it looks, I promise. It's not too bad. This formula, what do you notice I've given you here? Somebody said 3 sides. This formula you are going to use if you have side, side, side. If you have 3 sides, you are going to use this. I'm going to call the 3 sides A, B, and C. But the formula is the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. S is your perimeter divided by 2. How do you find the perimeter? A plus B plus C divided by 2. What are A, B, and C? A, B, and C are sides. Once you find S, you're just going to take that number, put it out front, and then you're going to subtract each of your sides from it. Okay? Does everybody have this written down? Okay, open up your notes. Again, I'm going to show you this is not that bad. You are going to have to memorize this formula. I'm going to bet after I do these 2 examples you have the formula memorized. Okay? So, first of all, what am I giving you here? Yes, obtuse triangle, but I've given you 3 sides. SSS. If it's SSS, you need to do P divided by 2. How do we find the perimeter? 5 plus 6 plus 2 divided by 2. Heron's formula is going to be easier if you work in decimals. So what is 13 divided by 2 as a decimal? So I would do 6.5. Questions so far? You get to choose which one's A, B, and C. I don't care. It does not matter. I'm going to do those in that order. But again, if you did it in a different order, you'd still get this right. What is the first thing I tell you to do? I didn't hear what you just said. Write your equation. My equation is S times S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. What is our S? Don't forget to write that one first. That's why people get this wrong. They forget to write S. And then now subtract. What is 6.5 minus 5? What is 6.5 minus 6? And what is 6.5 minus 2? And make sure your square root goes all the way through to the end. They count off for that in Algebra 2. Put that in decimals and give me an answer, please. Oh, round to the thousandths. 3 decimal places. 4.684. 4.684 meters squared. What questions do I have about Heron's formula? Perimeter divided by 2, then just plug into the equation. I want you to do the next one on your own. Go. You should be able to do almost everything with that, but just really do the decimals. And then you have to do the decimals. And when we do homework, I would just write it all on the paper. So whenever you find your laptop, you can just.
Yeah, okay.
Did y'all get a nice, pretty number for your S this time? Cool.
Yeah.
When you're done, please look up. Does your work match my work? Does your answer match my answer? Alright, are we done? Are we good? Okay, last thing I need to teach. Almost done. Last one. SAS formula. What does SAS stand for?
Side angle side.
So, write that down. This is whenever I give you a side angle side problem. What has to happen for it to be side angle side? What does the angle have to do? The angle has to be in the middle for it to be side angle side. If I give you two sides with the angles not in the middle, this isn't a side angle side. Okay? Side angle side is 1/2 AB sine of theta. Why? Look up real quick. Don't write this down. If I were to draw this height right here, do you agree I would have opposite over hypotenuse for this triangle right here? And opposite over hypotenuse is what? Sine. That's where the sine comes from. We could sit there and make you figure this all out, but instead of doing that, somebody, I don't know who, came up with a side angle side formula that works just the same. All right, if you plan to take pre-cal, we will be using all three of these in pre-cal, because all we do in pre-cal is triangles for the first semester. Now, instead of making you memorize this, what I would memorize and what I have my students memorize is it's just half of the side times the other side times the side of the angle. Sorry. The side, half of side times the sine of your angle. If you can remember that, you have this memorized. Okay? You are only going to use this formula if I give you an angle between two sides. And the angle is not 90. Because if it's 90, then it's just 1/2 BH. Okay? Can I change this? All right, open up. Bella, you with me? We're almost done, I promise. All right, it says find the area. What type of triangle is this? SAS. I want you to label. We have a side, an angle, and a side. So my formula is 1/2 side sine of the angle. You can write AB sine of the angle. That's fine. I just write it like this so I don't have to memorize the letters. What is one side? What's the other side? What's my angle? Don't forget, whenever you have sine, what do you have to have?
Degree.
Degree mode. Everybody go check and make sure you're in degree mode. If you're in test mode stays in whatever you are in last. If you are doing homework and using like regular Desmos, it does not. Unless they told me last period, if you log in, it does. If you log into Desmos. But if you don't log into Desmos, it'll change back to radians every single time. So just an FYI, please check it before you type that in. When you type this in, 1/2 412, is it 386?
Yeah.
Okay. And then sine of, it is a ginormous number. But that's the answer. 75,183 point, go to the thousandths. 855 feet squared is my answer. And that's the side angle side formula. honestly, these two formulas we kind of like because you don't got to look for anything. You're just given the information. With base times height, sometimes you're going to have to look. Okay. Last example I'm going to do. Are we okay with this?
Yeah.
Does anybody need more time to write it down? Okay, go to the front. Go over. How is this one different?
Because it's 2.
It's a parallelogram. Well, what does that mean? Both are correct. You either need to multiply your equation by 2, because technically it's 2 triangles, right? Or, what did you say, Gabby?
You don't have to divide it by 1/2.
Why no 1/2?
Because that's what makes it fun.
Because isn't the 1/2 what makes it a triangle versus a parallelogram? And hey, y'all, what's 2 times 1/2?
0.
Not 0. 1. So if you multiply it by 2, it's just going to turn into a... So it's the same thing. So for this one, a parallelogram, we're just going to do the side times the side times the side of the angle. And we can do this because the angle is in between 2 sides. Put that in Desmos, please. What do y'all get? 415. Do we like triangles again? Mm-hmm. A little bit. What questions can I answer about this? Are we okay? Okay. Hold on real quick. There is one problem on your homework I just want to go over real quick. It is number 6. I'm just going to start it. I'm not going to do all of it for you, but I just want to explain. Some people had trouble the last 2 class periods starting this, because we haven't done it in a while. Whoa, you did that fast. Good job. What did you say, Jason? And can you explain your word?
Because the opposite over adjacent and you're 12. So
Do we-
about 12
Do y'all agree we have opposite?
Yeah.
Do y'all agree that's the height? Do I need to find a base? What is my base right here? Adjacent. So you would do, and that's TOA, the tangent of 25 equals my opposite over my adjacent. How do I get B by itself? If B is on the bottom, you swap them out. And then once you have your base, in your calculator, make that a letter, like make it equal to B, so that you can save that, you don't have to like round it. And then once you have your base, now can you do 1/2 BH? Okay, that's to me the only one that's tricky. All of the other ones should be obvious. You might have to do Pythagorean theorem or 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90, but we just haven't done trig since before spring break. I wanted to make sure y'all saw that. All right, you have the rest of the class period, which is about 22 minutes to do your, start your homework. Please show work on a sheet of paper. By the way, this is page 70 in your notes. Glue this in. Remember, we're starting to glue in and we're going back and gluing in so that we have our stuff for finals.